Welcome to our Open Pedagogy Resources Overview. We're really glad you're here, and we hope today that you find some helpful resources to use. I am Tanya Groves, the Director of Educational Programs for the Open Education Network.
And I'm Jamie Whitman, Open Educational Practices Specialist for the OEN. Our first resources are Open Pedagogy Learning Circle. Each fall and spring semester, the OEN facilitates an Open Pedagogy Learning Circle for our community members. This Learning Circle experience is an opportunity for both faculty and faculty partners to create community and join one another in learning about open pedagogy. We meet for 7 hours and 7 weeks, which culminates with a showcase session where participants present their Learning Circle projects. We found this to be a really engaging, collaborative, and meaningful experience to learn from each other and have robust discussions centered on open pedagogy. Our next resource is the Open Pedagogy Portal. This is both a repository and a referatory for real-life examples of renewable assignments, student work product, and teaching and learning resources about open pedagogy. The portal can be browsed by discipline or searched using keywords. And if you or anyone you know has a renewable assignment, student work product, or a teaching and learning resource, there is a submission form to have it added to the portal. It's starting out small with some work featured both in the Certificate in Open Pedagogy and the Learning Circle final projects, but we hope that in time it will become a robust directory of open pedagogy work and be a place to learn, adapt, remix, and share that work. Next is the Open Pedagogy Student Toolkit, which is a resource that faculty who are engaging in open pedagogy could use with their students that help them to understand the why, the what, and the how of open pedagogy.
The next resource is the Train the Trainer Introduction to Open Pedagogy workshop, and this workshop seeks to assist those who wish to introduce open pedagogy to other educators in an engaging and winsome way. The workshop contains the definition of open ped, concrete examples of open pedagogy and its benefits, as well as various ways to get engaged with open pedagogy, including viewing a video given from the perspective of an instructor, librarian, and copyright expert, through enrolling in a 7-week-long Open Pedagogy Learning Circle, through enrollment to the Certificate in Open Pedagogy, and through viewing and submitting examples to the Open Pedagogy portal. Also, there's the Open Pedagogy Community of Practice, and this community of practice emerged from conversations at OEN Engage 2023, post Train the Trainer Intro to Open Pedagogy workshop presentation. We are comprised of instructional designers, faculty, librarians, and OEN staff coming together to celebrate, commiserate, learn, and inspire in our open pedagogy work. We meet once a month, and there's no need to apply. You can just come. A typical session involves an introduction, a topic, and we have a centralized place to capture notes. Some of the value of this group is just crowdsourcing techniques, tools, and resources. We are able to situate our own work and institution in the community's context, how we're doing, how we can share, and what can we adjust. The community provides informed feedback, warmth, community, sense of belonging, and definitely a sense of humor. And proactive and intentional effort to practice equity, not just in our open pedagogy work, but in our community of practice. One of my favorite moments was a discussion about ensuring our open ped projects have actual continuing educational value beyond a class. This community of practice has helped me think about open pedagogy work and assignment differently. So if you're interested in joining, you can email me at grosz045@umn.edu, but we will also be placing the link on our community calendar. The next resource is our certificate program. Our certificate in open pedagogy takes faculty and librarian or instructional design teams, and it provides a facilitated online course about open pedagogy. Then it has the faculty members transform their curriculum through the power of open pedagogy. The first three offerings have produced some truly wonderful projects that were more student-centric, inclusive, and innovative. Librarians or instructional designers who go through once may come back for free as many times as they like with a paying faculty member. So we will be advertising more about this program and talking more about it this fall. And there is an interest list that you can find when we share all of these resources. The next resource is the critical considerations for open pedagogy. Why we build this resource is because through our separate experiences facilitating open pedagogy learning circles and instructing for the certificate in open pedagogy, we realized we needed a resource that would more comprehensively address what educators would need to thoughtfully consider prior to and while engaging in open pedagogy, along with examples that highlight each particular consideration. We felt like oftentimes educators would confuse open educational resources with the practice of open pedagogy, and we felt like walking through these critical considerations and the corresponding examples would provide a depth of clarity, perhaps, about what open pedagogy is and should be. As we were building this resource, we did consider other resources. We consulted 7 or 8, maybe 9 other open pedagogy resources to ensure we weren't just duplicating the wheel, but we didn't find exactly what we wanted. We consulted the Framework for Enacting Open and Culturally Responsive Practices, the Spectrum of Open Practice, the OEP Proficiency Rubric and Competence Scale, and the Renewable Assignment Design Framework, just to name a few.
After reviewing all of these other resources and deciding that nothing quite fit what we were looking for, we came up with these 7 critical pieces to guide users on their instructional choices, design decisions, and ethical considerations as they engage in open pedagogy. While the considerations are not necessarily listed in any particular order, we did try to organize them in a way that flows naturally when reviewing open pedagogy assignments, starting with whether the open pedagogy project is renewable, whether it's accessible, if it builds in student agency, if it provides students with a sense of belonging, whether it's appropriately scaffolded, and if it incorporates reflective practice. Each consideration is defined and has practical examples of open pedagogy assignments that highlight each particular element. And we hope users will be able to ask themselves these questions as they review their open pedagogy assignments and projects to determine if they followed through on all the critical elements involved in engaging open pedagogy. And after spending several months developing this resource, we reached out to several folks in the open education community for critical feedback. So we would like to thank Heather Maselli, Rajiv Jangiani, Lindsay Gavush, Amanda Herford, David Tully, and Amanda Larson for sharing their expertise and feedback with us. And this resource, along with all of the Open Education Network's resources, is licensed CC BY, and you'll find that we also have linked to a Google Doc version, so that's a little bit more easily adaptable if you'd like to update this for your own context or for your own purposes.
We're going to house this resource on the OEN's Open Pedagogy webpage under Resources, but you'll also see it if you're enrolled in an Open Pedagogy Learning Circle or the Certificate in Open Pedagogy. Also, feel free to check out our website for more open pedagogy related resources. We're always building new things that the community says they need. So please feel free to check that out as well.
And if any of these resources sparked ideas, questions, or thoughts, we encourage you to continue the conversation with us in the OEN Google group, or feel free to reach out to our team. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a great rest of the day.